And we've got the 5.3 V8. It's a V8, it's not a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, right? Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 GMC Sierra SLT, which I think is the best value in the Sierra lineup. Before we get into the video though, as always, a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this SLT. This one is available for sale for the time being. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below if you're interested. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5.3 liter V8 that goes for a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 14 around town and then 19 on the highway, with power outputs being 355 horsepower and then 383 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the SLT. First off, I think the silver actually looks really good on the new Sierra. So just like other Sierra models, you've got the center portion of the hood which is higher up, and then you have this little divot, and then you have the raised parts on either side. We've got this massive chrome front grille with the GMC logo there in the center. And then you guys can see here with the headlights, you've got the new style of headlights which are kind of like just more flush with the overall bodywork. And then you guys can see here with the black accenting down below, and then with the fog light down below that. And then notice here with the bumper how you've got the chrome finish on that as well. You do have tow hooks here on the front end, and other than that, well, there's the front. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. I really like the design of these wheels. You've got the silver there on the outside, and then it's kind of like a darker metallic gray there in the center. And overall, it's just a really cool wheel design for a pickup truck. Now notice here with the tiny little fender flares, a lot of people argue with me and say that these aren't fender flares, but they technically are because they're on the fender. And I mean, even though they're not flared out a massive amount, they are still kind of flared out. Anyways, we got our 5.3 liter V8 badge, Sierra logo down below, and then you can see here with the chrome on the mirrors, and then also door handles, and then look at the chrome trim around the windows. And it's actually a pretty big pickup truck. There is your full side view on the truck. And then last but not least, just like other new Sierra models, we still got good old leaf springs here in the back. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. Payload capacity is 1,674 pounds. Towing capacity is 9,100 pounds as stated by the door jam stickers. Now you guys can see here with the whole tailgate setup how this is protected, but then the bed is not, because, well, that's an option that you can get, or you can obviously do it after the fact as well. We've got this little grab handle here because this one has the multi-pro tailgate. And then you guys can see here with the outlet here in the back, and then LED lights here in the bed as well. And this one is a 6.5 foot bed, actually, it looks like. And then all you have to do is just press the little button here on the multi-pro, and then you've got the whole step function. It's limited to 375 pounds, which is the weight limit on pretty much every single tailgate that has like a step function with it, including Ford's little tailgate step. Anyways, this is the easiest way to get it back up, is lock that function first, and then just kind of come underneath, and then just muscle the rest of the tailgate up. It's just like doing a little bicep curl. Now let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. So we've got our GMC Sierra logos there in the center, and then we have our little C-shaped taillights, SLT badge there down below. And you guys probably saw a little bit earlier, but we have our itty-bitty exhaust tip there at the bottom. We also have the bumper steps, and then chrome bumpers here in the rear. And, well, oh, we got a 4x4 badge too. Pretty cool. So here is the door panel for the SLT. You guys can see here with the trim at the top, and then down below we've got that double stack design. And then here are the seats. So you can see nice perforations there. We also have the behind the seat storage. And then notice down below with all the padding and perforations. And then you guys can see here with the cup holders, and then with the USBs and the vents. And there's kind of like a full view with the whole cabin area. We do have this grab handle. Helps with getting in and out. Tons of legroom. Yeah, just absolutely massive. And then you can lift up the seat for even more storage space underneath, which is pretty cool. And of course, we have a cup holder armrest. That is the most important function ever. Let's head to the front. Now here's the front door panel. You can see again with the wood trim and the silver trim. And then here's a quick look at the mirrors. You got a little convex mirror. And then again, we've got that double stack design, the armrest. Front two windows are automatic. And then you can see here with the speaker for the Bose sound system. Also, if you're wondering, the mirrors do power fold in. And here are the front seats. Notice with the perforations down the center. Got your power adjustments here on the side. And then the pedal layouts down below. And then notice we've got all of our light controls here with the cargo lights set up right there. Then our drive mode select here with the tow haul mode. And then you guys can see here with the drive line select, we have our auto 2-wheel high and then 4-wheel high, no 4-wheel low. And then we've got the parking brake right there. And, well, let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel for the SLT. You guys can see here with the padding all around, and then notice the darker stitching there on the center portion. Some controls for the center stack. We got our voice command phone controls. Paddle shifters here on the back. There are radio controls as well. We have our cruise control on top of that, and the heated steering wheel button right there. And then we have our turn signal windshield wiper stock, of course, and there's the steering wheel. So here is the center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster. We can scroll through some different menus here with the center portion, and then we do have some different drive modes. So again, we got that tow haul mode, right? And then you guys can see we've got a sport mode, an off-road mode, and then a terrain mode as well. Interestingly enough, this has a terrain mode, which is crazy because it doesn't have 4-wheel low. So yeah, I don't know, kind of interesting, but yeah, that's the center. Now here is the infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, just like other new GMC Sierras, you've got the shortcut bar here on the side, and then you have this main screen here in the center, which has great response time. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then you have this auxiliary screen here off to the side, and overall really easy to use, and I feel like it's pretty nicely integrated here into the dash. We've got our double home screen button situation here. This one has lane departure. You got your auto stop start to turn that on or off. Tailgate drop down. You've got the hazard lights, stability control, and then you can roll down all the windows at once if you want. And then notice here with the trim on the dash, definitely looks upscale for a pickup truck. And then down below here, we've got our climate controls. So dual zone climate, heated and cooled seats for the front. And we have some storage space right here. We have our shifter for that 10-speed automatic. Got a couple cup holders. And you can see here with the center console, nice little perforations, solid storage space, and then you got the phone charger there. Then of course we have our double glove box, pretty neat. And then finishing things up top, pretty simplistic, no center for anything like that. Rear glass is fixed and regular mirror. Now here's our window sticker for this SLT, and you guys can see it's crew cab standard box, 4-wheel drive. Anyways, you guys can freeze the frame if you want to read all of this standard equipment. Base MSRP is $55,800, and this one has the SLT convenience package is a big one, and then those wheels that look really cool, $1,100. But anyways, after all options, $62,235 is the total MSRP, and well, there's a giant lifted Gladiator in the way, so I had to back up this way. Anyways, let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So we are setting off here in the Sierra SLT, and we're going to talk about why I think this is the GMC Sierra to get. First off, it's got a big practical bed, right? It's got the standard box. That's the bed that you want if you're going to be, you know, using this for truck stuff. And then on top of that, heated and cooled seats. So you've got that nice luxury feature. I'm gonna let this guy go. Oh, he wants to try to let me go, so it's kind of one of those awkward situations. Anyways, but yeah, heated and cooled seats. And we've got the 5.3 V8. It's a V8, it's not a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, right? So it gets up and it moves, right? And you know, the 5.3 has been around for such a long time, so they've had some time to work everything out with this engine. And then you know, aside from that, like, I feel like this interior overall looks really nice. It drives just like every other GMC Sierra, frankly. It's smooth, it's comfortable. You know, interior insulation really solid. But this doesn't have the big beefy price tag of an AT4 or a Denali, or especially a Denali Ultimate, right? I mean, you know, I had an AT4X for the week, and that was like $77,000. An AT4 is like 70 grand, a Denali $70,000. So this being, you know, $62,000 is starting to look like a bargain, with at least with all the features that you get. Now this is missing some things, like it doesn't have a sunroof, doesn't have a power sliding window, like, and you know, some of that stuff's important for people. But you know, for me personally, like, I can only count on a handful of times that I've used my power sliding window in my trucks, and then also sunroof as well. So like, for me, it wouldn't be like a deal killer. So yeah, overall, I think the SLT is a great value in terms of, you know, in the GMC Sierra lineup, because you're basically getting a lot of the luxury features you'd get in something like a Denali, and has a terrain mode, which is so funny. It doesn't have four-wheel low, but it has a terrain mode. And again, it, you know, has some of the off-road capability of the, you know, more hardcore off-road packages. And so I feel like this is kind of like the best of both worlds at a less expensive price compared to, again, Denali, AT4, so on and so forth. Let me know what you guys think about this package. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this GMC Sierra SLT. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.